Hi everybody, my name is Vanetta Johnson and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about gang violence. Is it a social issue, cause and effects, prevention, and how can we get a hold to our youth? So let's just jump right into it. Is gang violence a social issue? I'm going to have to say gang violence is very much a social issue because it affects our youth, but not only our youth, our environment too, and it has a very bad effect on our kids because of the peer pressure and them wanting to always recruit younger kids. National gang history states that gang violence go far back as the Indian years in 200 AD. Gang violence is one of the most causes to our generation today. There are several reasons that causes kids to join gangs. For starters, the environment, family members, and their social surrounding. Kids are easily influenced by TV, people, and their community. They think that they will be protected and that they will have a family that some kids never had. But in all reality, we know that's not true. In 2008, a little boy that was 11 years old by the name of James Winston was riding a bike and he was on his way home. A fight broke out between two local gang members and 12 was fired. James got struck twice in the head and he had to be rushed to the emergency room. He was at the hospital at 4:30 and he was pronounced dead at 5:26 p.m. He was an innocent child that was just a victim of gang violence. When would gang violence be enough? That's a good question. Maybe someday we will know the answer to that, but until now, I guess we have to just keep researching. Gang violence is not a disease, it's a virus that can affect our society, said Lola Jenkins, a professor from Toronto. Gang violence is not secluded, but it is international. When it comes to statistics in Oregon, it shows that 37% is active gang members here in our state. And that is a lot, and that's pretty high. Gangs are growing every year in size and numbers. When it comes to homicide, more gang activities take place, said Daniel, an ex gang member. In Oregon, about 12% of homicide ties in with gang violence. Homicide between gang members have to do with dislike of another gang member, drive-bys, drugs, and robberies, and etc. The youth today sees the fast life of being a gang member, which is money, drugs, and women. But we know it's way more, much than that, and it's deeper and affects a lot of people. But somebody never opens the eyes to let the kids know that there is a downside to becoming a member and there is consequences that you will have to pay for, and maybe even your family. So, with that, an example is a guy named Jonathan Taylor. He was 18 years old. He lived in San Diego, California, and he was influenced by gangs since he was 14, and that's when he joined the gang because his father was in a gang. He believed, since my father was in a gang, why not? That's the family motto. You do it, then I'm do it. And then he sets the goal for his next sibling, which is his little 8-year-old brother. So he went to a convenience store and he wanted to rob the guy that was there. It was 6 people in there and he held them hostage. So he got what he wanted, got money, food, and within that, he said he said his motto is leaving no witnesses behind. So he killed 6 people. It was a 6-year-old boy, a 41-year-old man, a 5-year-old boy, a 16-year-old girl, a 54-year-old minister that just got married, and a high school teacher that was 37 and that just came from her honeymoon. Right after he left, he got caught the next day. He is doing life in prison without the possibility of parole, and that's just the downside to how life can do you once you're in that type of predicament. There are several ways of preventing kids from joining gangs, says Andrea Jones, a police officer of Portland, Oregon. For starters, you can talk to your kids, see what they are thinking, get inside their head, let them know if there's anything bothering them, that you could talk to them, see what's going on, because it's important that you talk to your kids. There's another program, which is my service learning program, which is the Boys and Girls Club. That is another amazing program, and it ties in good with the gang violence, because they teach kids about peer pressure, how to say no, how to move on with their life and not be in that predicament. Also, it keeps the kids busy and just takes them on overnight trips, and have people that was ex and past gang members come in to the facility and speak to the kids. So basically it brings awareness of all the gang situations. So that's why I love that program. If you want a little more information on gangs, it's a very good show on the History Channel called Gangland. It has all gangs in the United States, and it goes over details and how they joined gangs and how gangs came about. At the end of my speech, I will have a little clip that is a gang called Hoovers, Everybody Killers, that will be on at the end of my speech, and that's in Portland. I believe that if we talk to our youth today, that peer pressure wouldn't easily take over our kids once they are affected. So with that said, I have nothing else to say, and thank you for letting me take my time and go over my speech. Bye.